Hello fellow comrades, welcome back. We're going to continue here with the Realpolitiks game in which we are trying to reach the final frontier into space. The year is 2028. We are right now in high warmonger level and we are going to decrease that. In the UN propositions, we are waiting 321 days. We are already voting on non-proliferation of nuclear weapons because this thing was expired. The other important thing that we're going to continue is to increase and continue relations with our bloc, and I decided that I wanted to do the AP for block maintenance minus 20%, which is going to be one of the most important things. And then here I was planning to go for, let me show you, industry. This thing, I would like to activate industry in here. We're going to activate this and see what happens. We have the diplomatic missions number 3, which is going to decrease the maintenance for the action points on block, and that is going to be just fantastic. We're going to buy more tanks because we want to get to be in par of China. So let's begin increasing the military. I'm going to go for my military tab and do a comparison with China. Right now, China is at war with separatists inside their own territory, which is something good because they are going to be occupied instead of attacking the Republic of China, which is Taiwan. Now, we can see here that they have almost 21 transports and 44 of these. So we need to match this navy. What I'm going to do is to go to my military and see that I have 19 of these. So what I need here is to increase these by one more, is going to be 20. So I'm going to go for 20 and 21. I'm going to get one more, which is going to be 20, another 20. This is going to make 40 and another 3. So I'm going to buy all of them. So this is going to be a maintenance of 23 resources and 69 gold. It's going to cost me my own action points. Actually, I can wait, so I'm going to wait because I can wait to get more action points because you buy those with action points. And in the other hand, I'm going to wait as well for the diplomatic missions because we want to increase that. Let's see what is right now the political system of Mexico here. We have authoritarianism. So we can go here and try to influence the political system here. This is going to take, I'm going to wait for that. And yeah, important thing here is to go to the block and see if we can go unified offices. In unified offices, we're going to, it's going to cost us 7. And with Mexico, we have 69 as of right now. So to maintain the block, we need 65 relations, which is not going to be as bad. So let's do this. I'm going to activate this and let's continue the timer to go around. So let's have a look here. Diplomatic missions is okay. So let's go and go again for here and go for diplomatic missions number 2. The reason I'm doing this is because diplomatic missions 3, as I mentioned before, is important for us. But let me go ahead and have a look at here. I can activate the industry instead of services. And here we are going to get action points bonus plus 20%. So I'm going to activate this. And we're going to wait 500 days to this to have an effect, and then going directly to international and continue with diplomatic missions too. India is winning the war against Pakistan, and Pakistan is getting a little bit of trouble with their reuters. I need to buy my 31 navy here. So this is going to be very important. I'm going to ask for 31 of these, and I'm going to go for another 4 of these, I believe. I'm going to go for the rest in tanks. Okay, so we're going to increase our military power. Donut plane. So one of our passenger airplanes was shot down last night after entering foreign airspace. They're claiming it was just a terrible mistake. Nevertheless, we must respond. This was in Canada. Respond aggressively is going to take relations from Canada. Demand immediate talks and discussion, which is going to be better. We don't want any troubles. Our relations with Canada is 95. So I think demand immediate talks and discussions is going to be better than respond aggressively. The UN Security Council has decided to introduce the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, and this means that the warhead maintenance for 1,500 days is going to be plus 20%. Now with that being said, I can go here and start sabotaging these guys. So I'm going to implement this right off the bat because it's important. And let's continue here. Now, at the previous chapter, we saw that several countries are starting right now to build bases in the Arctic. And now Denmark, while Russia and the USA bickered about the Arctic, Denmark surprised the entire world and established a fully operational base in the middle of the contested area. So now USA, the previous chapter, Russia bickered about having claims on the Arctic, and now that made a little bit of tension in between USA and Russia. But now Denmark, surprisingly, builds an Arctic base. Now let's go ahead and find out what we can do here in the UN in another 231 days. The sanctions against totalitarianism, they are still active, 250 days. So we perhaps could go and do foreign aid program, could be one, or sustainable. This is going to the unemployment growth is going to decrease 0.05, and GDP growth is going to be decreased. Okay, let's go and wait for more time here. Okay, here in terms of the economy, I think I will go a little bit higher with taxes. European, close up France. Some of the countries of Europe are in advanced talks about a major working agreement, peace and stability. Germany and France are the first to officially sign it. Let's see, what is the bloc relations right now? 97 with Canada. Okay. European close-up, United Kingdom, another country has signed the agreement. Operation Influence Political System was a complete disaster. Okay. That's not good. We hope that nuclear sabotage is going to work pretty good. Oh, they just ended the war here. That's interesting. Poland is again signing that agreement with the European powers. Now you can see here that China has 50 of these guys. Perhaps we can do something here. I can support writers, which is going to be problematic. Let's remember that South Korea is part of the bloc of China, and we can do the decrease relations on the bloc. They are completely totalitarians, and spread descent could be as well important. let's go and decrease the relations in block, which is going to cost quite a bit. But let me see, how can I see the block relations with each of these guys? I cannot really see them, but let me go and try to sabotage that relations with the block. Okay, so we can see that the GDP growth is getting very, very healthy here. And, oh, let's see, we have changed a little bit in this situation. This was a complete success. Great. Complete success for us in the sabotage there. We can see that we are still democracy. The next election is in 2032. Okay, we're very good right now. Let's see, right now, Bangladesh joins India. Okay, they joined the bloc. And now we can see, let me see, the separatism, we're good. And then we can see here that our military is about to grow considerably. So let me go and check what we can do with, okay, Pakistan. We can go and clearly go and spread this in Pakistan, which is going to be very good. We can go to India and clearly increase relations with India. They have a bloc with Nepal, Bhutan, Kyrgyzstan, Sri Lanka, and United Arab Emirates, which is pretty strong. We would like to as well try to make them more democratic. Block integrator implemented unified offices. This is going to give us more action points, which is beautiful. Our agent report that the decreased relations in the block operation was a complete success. Now I can go and again, going here, perhaps if I go to the actual statistics and go for provinces, I will try to find the provinces that are more problematic for China. So let me have a look in here. We have China here, and it says that unhappiness is increasing in Aksai Chin and in Xinjiang. This is Xinjiang. So I'm going to go here and go for spread descent in here, but I would need to wait a couple of months here. Improve relations with India, that is beautiful. So let's wait a couple of months. I would need 1,697. Okay, let's just wait a little bit here. The score ranking, we are in the top as always. So let's see here. New proposition in the UN. Australia proposed a new resolution for the United Nations Security Council. Members are voting on R&D cooperation right now. So what is that? R&D is this one, which is the start a global fundraiser for your research and development institute to improve the Human Development Index. We have spread descent in Pakistan and we have succeeded. And this is important because development of the Human Development Index, this is the HDI, and we need to improve that. This thing I'm going to approve, definitely. I'm going to approve this because we are trying to reach that high HDI. Beautiful. We're doing very good, and our warmonger level is decreasing each month. Beautiful. So we're still waiting here for these points to increase up to 2,000 to deal with the China situation. And then we have abrupt reaction. The Russians moved their forces near the Danish Arctic base. As a result, our generals order our fleet to do the same thing. Before even contacting main command for advice, their knee-jerk reaction angered the other countries involved in the Arctic exploration. Now everyone is on move and wants to grab something for themselves. What should we do next? The participants are Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Canada, which are basically the northern hemisphere countries. we can do it anyway. So we're going to get claims in different provinces. Or let's start peaceful negotiations. We're going to have just a claim on Mendeleev Ridge. So I'm going to do it anyway because this is going to decrease the relations with the participants, but we're going to have claims. So we have war riot in Sudan. You can try to support the riots. We're not going to deal with that. We're okay as we are. The Scandinavian Federation. The main country, Denmark, is going to make a federation. Scandinavia has decided to unite as Scandinavian Federation as a result of possible Russian and American threats. Because of the increasing tensions in between the Arctic situation with Russia and United States, the three Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, and Finland, in conjunction with Denmark, have united. And this is interesting because this is basically, you can see the flag. This is the flag of the Kalmar Union. So they have formed the historical Kalmar Union has been formed in here. I believe this is part of the situation of the Arctic. This is for Scandinavia, this is for Canada, and this is for United States. Now, let me see the provinces that United States possess here. Let me see here. Okay, Texas, Upper South, Puerto Rico, New England, Mendeleev Ridge. Here we go. We have gained, let me see, I'm going to go, this is Mendeleev Ridge, and this is for Canada. They have the Alpha Ridge. I think this is the Kalmar Union Gekkel Ridge. We have a core here, I suppose. And then we have the, from part of the Russians, we have the Lomonosov Ridge, and that's it. Those are the actual bases that we have created on the Arctic. Stock exchange, the new stock exchange market begins operations in Hungary. Treason charges amongst our allies. We suspect that some highly placed government staff of our ally are working against us. Should we try to do something about them? If we intervene, it could cause havoc through the entire bloc. So apparently one of the guys in the government from Guatemala is trying to work against us. I can publicly demand official explanations, which is going to increase the relation on the block and decrease a little bit of money and action points. Ignore it, or we can simply work quietly, which is going to take more action points, and we don't want that. So I'm going to publicly demand to Guatemala official explanations about this situation. How many days are left? 86 days for the Start Global Fundraiser for research and development, which is going to be awesome indeed. So we're about to get more action points here because of the industry input that we're doing here in our projects. Great. Still terrorism in the area of Middle East, of course. There is a riot in Pakistan. Let's go to Pakistan here and see the riot again. This is important because we need to maintain the rioters. We need to maintain Pakistan concentrated in their own internal affairs instead of declaring war. However, we have a global fundraising ordered by the United Nations Security Council to create an international research and development institute. The most generous donor will host the main headquarters of the institute. We're going to get Human Development Index for quite a lot of time. I think 10 years, something like that, plus 30. And we're going to start participating in the funds, and we need to concentrate here. Okay, we have project implemented industry, and we get more action points in here. So we're going to go here into diplomatic missions and activate this one. We are going to go and check the, okay, here we go. In services, We had more bonuses on action points bonuses here with services. I think this was better. Now I would have to revert to services. We're doing very good. We're doing very good. The things are going well. Now I have more of these natural resources on my side, but we're doing very, very good. There are 1% chances of Mexico and 2% chances of Guatemala to leave the bloc, so I'm going to start improving relations with both countries. Let's go and see what is happening here in China. Would lovely go to spread descent again in China. And let's see, improve relations with Mexico. Everything is okay. Let's see here. In Russia, I would like to, well, improve relations. It's not going to be bad. We're 19 right now. Just hope that they're not going to do some stupid things. I would like to decrease interest rates. Monetary policy specialists have proposed increasing interest rates as a way of balancing the economy with the current inflation. Great idea. I will have +5 tax income, but in unhappiness, which is good. It's not bad. I would like to go here and definitely go and spread descent here. Also, I'm going to spread descent here. And now here I will go to stock income from members. This is break trader barriers, which is pretty good. It doesn't have any maintenance, so it's good. It's good to do that. So just wait for. Let's remember that we have elections in the year 2032. Spread descent was a complete success. Great. And there we have riots in Russia. Oh, that's good. We have riots in Russia. That's again something important. So we can try to decrease relations in the bloc. The West Yugoslavia, Croatia, representatives of Croatia, Slovenia, and Bosnia gathered lately to talk about a possible union. The feeling in these nations is that it's way too dangerous to go along any further considering current world situation. Okay, so the Yugoslavia is going to reborn. Okay, let's go here and go for decrease the relations in bloc. This is going to be important, or perhaps we can try. They are very authoritarian. Okay, let's go here and decrease relations in the bloc for Russia. It's going to be important to have them to weaken the bloc of Russia. Separatism. Let's not forget separatism here. Calm them down. And nationalist movement in Mexico, Texas, the Southwest, the West Coast. These lands were Mexican before the War of 1848 with the United States, and they will be Mexican again. Now this is increasing aggressiveness with Mexico. So what I'm going to do is to help the country, perhaps this way. They're going to be less aggressive with me. Still, they are decreasing. Mexico left the bloc, and this is something that is not good. So Mexico left the bloc, and it's going to be, I'm going to do a non-aggression pact immediately because it's important to do that. Let me go ahead and see what we have right now in here. We can propose, oh, of course, against totalitarian. Let's see. The nations that are totalitarian are still China and Russia. So I'm going to North Korea. So I'm going to go for sanctions against totalitarian. Propose this, and we're very good. Now, the thing here is that I need to put Mexico again in my side. It's very important. And they created a new bloc, the bloc with Cuba, and this is not good. I would need to do something. Space colonization. A much better understanding of our universe than ever before is slowly but surely becoming possible. First up, space stations. There are places out in the space known as Lagrangian points, where a small object can maintain a stable position relative to the two largest objects on either side. To put it simply, a stable functioning space base can be built there. This would certainly help with any future colonization efforts. Let the race begin. And this is how we start getting our goal of space colonization closer and closer. Let's start funding the project. And the decreased relation in block operation was a success. So we're going to participate, we're going to win, evidently a lot of action points. We're going to increase the HDI. The project maintenance is going to be reduced, and we're going to get a Lagrangian point, which is what we need. So we're going to start funding this. And of course, this is the other thing that we are going to start funding. We're going to increase the taxes for this, and let's go for a 28. And there we go. Now with this, the space bases we're funding, space bases, which is called here the Lagrangian point, we're going to have HDI increased and a lot of action points when we finish the funding of this. The second place is as well interesting because we either way get the Lagrangian point, but apparently there is a competition in between the 3 points here, in which the first one is more important. The first one is going to bring us a lot of interesting stuff, including action points and HDI increased in 15, so on and so forth. So we're going to continue here with the situation, but before advancing here, we have to take a look at the situation here in Mexico. Mexico, they have made a block here that is preoccupying me because they have a block with Cuba. Mexico right now, they are authoritarian. Let's have a look at Cuba here with the government of authoritarianism as well. In the UN, we are doing sanctions against totalitarianism, but very soon, I think, is going to be as well important to increase sanctions against authoritarianism, not only for the totalitarian countries, but the situation of Mexico is getting a little bit out of control. So we just help the country in Mexico. This means that by the time being, they have a relations of 18. So we don't want them to start declaring wars all over. So let me see here if I can go and try to influence the political system, or I can go for decreased relations in bloc. In projects, we did this thing here in economy, and we changed our economy from services to industry. I did this because I didn't notice that services gave plus 35% and industry is giving me 15% less. I thought it was the other way around. That was my bad. So we're going to fix this as soon as the diplomatic missions 3 are researched. The thing is that we need to go straight to diplomatic missions 3 to get the AP for block maintenance minus 20%, which is going to be as well very, very important. We need to take a look at this thing here because this is going to be our most important focus up to this point, these funding projects that we have to do. So every time we have to fund a project, we are going to pause. Here we're going to participate. This is not a problem because I have a lot of money, so I'm going to fund as well again in order for us to get the price that we want. This one, for example, the Research and Development Institute is about to finish. in 56 days, so that is going to be okay. Let's have a look at separatism as well here, and everything is okay, but the unhappiness is increasing. So let's continue here and let's wait for 548 AP points. I think it's more than enough for us to start decreasing relations on this block. We need to destroy the block of Cuba and Mexico for the sake of our border security here in America. Another thing that we have to take a look, as we already know, is the elections in 2032. We have new elections. This is going to be good. Apparently, we are about to get authoritarianism here. Gigantic smog. Take a look out of a window. There's smog everywhere. It can't be too healthy. So we need to limit the pollution, decreasing action points and increasing interventionism. We have here an arrow here passing to authoritarianism, or perhaps with just a bit of London fog. I even say it's quite classy, old chap. This is going to decrease the population growth for almost 1 year, and the unhappiness is going to increase. Perhaps we need to limit the pollution, or it's going to be okay. Up to this point, the UN Security Council has decided to introduce the sanctions against totalitarianism, which is classic in our playthrough. In accordance with the newly introduced UN resolution, every totalitarian country of the world must reduce their maximum army limit by 20%. This is demilitarization. Now, hopefully we're going to be able to damage enough the relations with Cuba and the country of Mexico. But in the other hand, we're going to go to economy here and increase a little bit taxes here to 30. It's going to be more than enough because we want more here. Funding result, we got here the result for the global fundraising of the research and development. Wow, we couldn't get enough. So the number one reward was for India. They got the number one prize. France got the second, and Germany the third with 11.32%. We just got the 5.66. Sadly, we couldn't get the research and development. Our agents say that the relations with the bloc were a success. Hopefully, this is going to help a lot. So we can continue doing a little bit of stuff in Korean and neighboring provinces, or spread descent. I think spread descent is going to be more than enough here in this area here. Prison riots. There's been a massive riot in one of our larger prisons. The prisoners are demanding better treatment. Our prisons are vastly overcrowded, and the food we are serving, well, let's just say that it's only just food. We can overhaul the prison buildings, increasing our interventionism, or simply they're called prisons for a reason. This is going to get us money, but the Human Development Index is going to decrease, something that we don't want to do. So we're going to overhaul the prisons buildings by getting interventionism and a lot of problems within our territories. We've managed to catch agents from Mexico. This means that perhaps Mexico is trying to do something. Now, we see here a 2% chance to one of the bloc countries to leave the bloc, because apparently we need relations to maintain bloc. We need 72, and here we have With this country, we have 62. So let me go ahead and increase these by improving, or helping the country is going to be more than enough. So I'm going to implement helping the country here, and let's see if I can add another country to our block here. 12% chance to get this one here. So I'm gonna go for, what is the amount of relations do we have with Italy? 68. I'm going to do a non-aggression pact with them. And certainly I'm going to go for improved relations. Let's always have a look here with the participation here. Let's do this again. We need to get that. Block of Mexico is destroyed. That is good, because now we can try to put Mexico again in our block here. It says that we need 72. Okay, but I'm going to improve relations, and I'm going to clearly wait for that. So we have relations. What are the relations that we have with Mexico, actually? Okay, improve relations in Italy. Let's have a look here if we can add this country to the block. Congratulations, Italy has joined our block here. Okay, let's go to Mexico here. We see that the relations is 0 and they all have no block. Well, that's quite interesting. Break trade barriers. Okay, so now we can go and go straight for the economy that we need to fix here. So we're going to implement this. We're going to need 109 resources. So I'm going to activate this. Diplomatic missions 3. So we can go straight to the international and continuing with the diplomatic missions here. Beautiful. So let's continue. The military specialists. Should we loan some of our military specialists to our ally? This would greatly improve their country's military development, meaning that Spain is asking for military units. Relations with Spain are going to be much, much better. The army maintenance is going to be decreased by 20%, and the army attack modifier is going to increase. If we don't, then we're going to harm relations. So I believe we're going to do it. Okay, we have improved relations with Mexico. This gives us 9. Okay. So now let's go here and maintain good relations with this country. Doing good. The GDP growth is getting hurt here. Our agent reported that the spread descent operation was a success in Mexico. That is amazing. Let's wait here for the funding. Let's continue here. See what is our... Oh, we cannot see. We have to take a look here. Clearly, it's important. So now what happened? There is a raid in Kazakhstan. Venezuela is at war with Guyana. Wait a second. With Guyana. Okay, Venezuela is at war with Guyana. Now, Venezuela here, it's attacking this country here. Now, these guys here are authoritarian. And this is the thing that I was talking about here. Sanctions against authoritarian in another 89 days. This is going to be okay for us. Very, very good for us. So we're going to go for that. Oh, let's just fund this. Just don't forget to fund this every single 56 days because it's important. We need to be careful here. High warmonger level in China. Now let's go to China here and continuing doing this thing called descent. creating a lot of problems. We need to create problems here in China. This is very important. Okay, first thing is to do this, but I need a lot of action points, so we're going to wait a little bit for that as well. Let's just not forget about that. Of course, these guys, we're not going to be able to get them into our block because of the relations that are very, very low as of right now, but we can help the country. Either way, it's going to be good for us. Anti-American sentiment. There is a lot of anti-American sentiment, decreasing the GDP growth. Okay, so we're about to get into our elections here. Okay. Oh, Mexico has sent agents and we catch them. Let's just fund this again. Okay, let's take a little bit more taxes here. See how is the block doing. Okay, this is the one. Sanctions against the authoritarian. The propositions are blocked in 100 days. Okay. Let's fund this again. Do we have another chance here? I believe. Separatism again. Let's calm down. We need money to do that. Hacked. Our inner defense system was hacked by unidentified attackers last night. This sucks, and this is going to... The chance to fail to spread dissent is going to increase. The army morale loss chance to fail is going to increase. The influence political system chance to fail is going to increase. Everything is going to increase, so we're going to be almost blocked in all matters for 300 days from now. So we will have to wait to 2034 to be able to do things that concern spying and stuff like that. Let's get ready here for the next funding. One month and we're ready to go. Funding results. So China got we got the first place. France got the second place and China got the third place. This is amazing because we got the action points. We got the Human Development Index increase, as you can see here. And we get the project maintenance decrease for 700 days. We got the Lagrangian point number 1. And now we are in is the new space race in which we're going to be fighting against China, France. So now we got this. This is ours, I believe. And we can see around here that we can get possibilities of mining infrastructure. This is going to increase our natural resources. We can do this. Let me see if we see this one. This is France. And this one is China, I believe. Yeah, indeed. We see a desert area and rain. Can we change the name of this? I don't think so. So up to this point we have a space base. This does not mean that we have a moon. We can have planets such as this one. And because of this, we're going to continue advancing here with our development of the technologies in outer space. Anytime soon, we're going to get events. We're going to be able to get into either a moon or a planet. So up to this point, I'm going to leave it like this. If you like what you're seeing, give a like. Don't forget to subscribe. This was Victus. See you in the next one.